Olá and welcome to Daily Portuguese.
This is podcast about Portuguese language and Portuguese culture. Season A1, episode 36. What time is it? Start?
Yes, I'm waiting for you.
I'm working.
Boa tarde, Maria.
Boa tarde, Dulcídio.
Como estás?
Estou bem.
I almost sense that you're going to make a mistake, but no, you made it quite well. So today, and because in the past few weeks I'm making this class at least twice a week.
Oh, so since we are talking about classes, you can sign up for the class. Everything's in the link.
Okay, so I've been making this class like at least twice a week, about hours.
Yeah.
I'm not recording this, so I will stop making this class, and instead of that class, I'll send a link to the people, but I think it's something that people need. Talking about hours.
Yes.
For example,
Some people need. I don't need it.
you adapt. The hours adapt to you.
Exactly.
You are
in
not
Polish,
like-
we say that the happy people don't count the time.
Yeah. Also,
And
you also
that's,
say that
my
hope
attitude.
is the mother of silly people.
Yeah.
Happy people don't
Not
count
true.
the time. Never heard that. But, Maria, que horas são?
São 2:15.
2:00?
Quarta?
Não.
Quarto.
1/4.
Quarto.
We call a quarter.
A quarter, yes.
1/4. 1/4.
Two and a quarter.
Sim, 2:15. So, or 15 past 2. So, to tell the hours in Portuguese, and we have few things, but we can go just straightforward saying the numbers. We don't have past something. We don't say 5 past, 15 past 2. We can say just 2:15. São 2:15. Okay? But before we go to all the hours, let me put some points, like points. Hours are feminine. So we say é uma hora, not são duas
Singular,
horas.
Yes. And plural.
Singular and plural, that's another thing, but feminine. So we say uma hora, duas horas. And then we say, so feminine, so hours are feminine, and we have singular and plural. É uma hora, são duas horas. So é e são, the verb to be, conjugated in singular and plural. So, and also we use é meia-noite, it's midnight. É meio-dia, it's midday. Okay? And I know that in English it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, and there's no difference on it's. Okay. Second, we rather use the short numbers instead of the big numbers. What I mean by this is that we don't say,
We use the 12-hour system in an informal way, but officially, I think you use 24-hour system.
yes, and we use the we don't have AM, PM, we just say what part of the day it is. We say da manhã, da tarde e da noite. So if you want to say acordo às 8 da manhã, I wake up at 8 a.m. or vou dormir às 10 da noite. I'm going to sleep at 10 in the evening. Okay?
Okay.
Singular, plural. Then we have another expression. I'm following a list that I made. Em ponto.
On the point.
On the point. Like,
Which means
Encontramos-
exactly nothing in Portugal.
it's like I had this conversation from a student that she came from Portugal last week or something, and she's like, I was in Porto, and I saw the sign that you cannot park, and under that sign there was cars parked,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, because we make it more human, we adapt, we make it more, The same with hours. We say em ponto, like encontramos-nos às 10 em ponto. We meet at 10 sharp, 10 o'clock. 10:15, 10:20. Like it means like somewhere around that. Okay?
Yeah, I remember we went to a party once that was at 4 p.m.
Oh, and we were the first ones.
and we were the first ones. And
Until
I
5
think
p.m.
until
probably.
5 p.m.
I know.
Yes, like the first guests arrived.
Yeah. I know.
That
It's... Yeah, and so...
It might come as a cultural shock for some.
But-
Or when we used to meet with your friends, we usually set like we're supposed to meet around midnight, and no one was there.
Well, that's the thing of that the phones gave us. that you can communicate with people. Like, oh, I'm on the way. When people say I'm on the way, means they are still at home.
But you know what's funny? Actually, we have this friend that, well, he's really Portuguese when it comes to time. But because of his experience with foreigners, when he is meeting with foreigners, he actually comes at the setup time. But with Portuguese, he's like, oh,
You know, it's more, yeah.
freedom.
So then the two last things before we start to complicate. Quarto, a quarter, so like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Meia hora, half an hour.
Yeah.
And for that. So let's complicate. So, for example, imagine that we say that it's 2:35. How would you say that, Maria?
That you can say in few ways. So you can say just as duas e
São duas.
são 2:35.
So, são 2:35. I'm translating straight for it. It's 2:35.
Yes. You can say 25. São duas e...
Não, não. São 2:35.
Sim.
You said it.
3 menos 25.
São 3 menos 25, so it's 3 minus 25. So we can say that it's already the next hour minus those minutes missing. And what's the other one?
Faltam?
Or we say para. We say são.
Para, yeah, that's what I...
São 25 para as 3. So it's 25 minutes to 3 o'clock. Okay? I'm explaining this, but this doesn't mean that you have to talk like this. Okay? But we talk like this. So it's kind of, if you ask the time in Portugal, you might listen this more often than not. Then it will be easier for you to understand. Even if you don't talk, you understand that, okay, it's this to that hour. So you can say, a good thing about this, you can only use this after the minute 35. Only when it's, when it's 25 minutes left to the next hour.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense, let's say that it's, 60 minutes to 3 o'clock, because it doesn't make sense. We just say it's 3 o'clock, like when it's 25 minutes, or we say that that's 25 to the next hour. Okay? So, and how we ask, what time is it?
A que horas são?
Nope.
Que horas são?
Que horas são? It means what time it is. A que horas means at what time.
Yeah, a que horas?
A que horas começam as tuas aulas, Maria? Oh, something like this. Or at what time start your class? They don't. You're not learning. No. Shame. So, let me think if I have everything under. Yes, so the hours are feminine. Just go over the checklist. You need to pay attention that number 1 is singular and the other numbers are plural. So, and são. With exception, meio-dia, meia-noite, midday and midnight. Quarto, meia hora, so 15 minutes and half an hour. Nothing stopping to tell you 15 minutos, 30 minutos. Da manhã, da tarde e da noite. So let's say that this is in the morning, da tarde. This is another question I'll make in a sec. And the noite. So when do you start to say da tarde and when you start to say the noite, Maria?
Well, after lunch, more or less.
Well, the hours are a bit more. Da tarde you'd say after 12 o'clock. Uma da tarde. And the noite, we usually use it like after 8 in the evening. We say da noite, às 8 da noite. We not say
After sunset?
sunset, after dinner, yes.
Yeah, that's really
That one is more
flexible.
artistic. Because the tarde we usually say after 12.
Yeah.
Okay? Then we can use two forms. When it's 25 minutes to the next hour, we can say that it's minutes para and the hour. 25 para as 3. São 25. So the expression is são minutes para hour. So são 10 para as 5. Okay? Or we can say são the hour, the next hour, menos and the minutes that are missing. Okay? So são 3 menos 10. So it's 3 minus 10.
Okay.
Okay? And basically that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any question regarding the hours. You just have to, if you control the numbers, and you just say the numbers straightforward. You don't have to follow everything I said. You can just say the number straight. It is good if you actually memorize in a way, not that you memorize, but you understand that you have other ways to say the hours. Even if you don't use it, you can understand it on the street. Okay?
Yeah. So you have this funny thing that some people use quarters, no?
Yes,
Like-
we do. For example, a quarter means 15 minutos, 15 minutes. Quarto. And some people, instead of saying meia hora, they say 2 quartos de hora. 2 quarters of an hour. Or 3 quarters of an hour. It's like people to complain that they waited. Esperei 3 quartos de hora to say 45 minutes. Esperei 45 minutos. So you can play with this quarto and multiply by 2 or 3. But then we don't say that 4 quartos de hora, like no, 1 hour. We don't take the, yeah, we have limits. We have limits. So, yes, quartos de hora. It's like the word meia dúzia, half a dozen, and uma dúzia, because meia dúzia means 6. A dúzia means 12. But we also use meia dúzia as for a few. Esperei meia dúzia de minutos. Like, doesn't mean that I waited for 6 minutes, but like, I waited for a few minutes. So, yes, it doesn't mean like we kind of do it very artistic, if you want to put it that way. Any questions, Maria?
No.
Cool. That's it. See you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.